Good day everyone. My name is Terence Simon D. Gabriel and welcome to my video presentation for IT 6102, Computer Programming 1. For this course project, I will be discussing Group 1 topics which include problem solving through flowchart, handling primitive data types, and what about ifs. I will be using PowerPoint to demonstrate the actual C++ program. So let's get started. Let's begin with our first topic, problem solving through flowcharts. Before we write any program in C++, it is important that we first plan our solution. One of the most effective ways to do this is through a flowchart, a diagram that visually represents the step and logic of a program before we actually code it. Think of it as a blueprint for your program. Now, let's look at the basic flowchart symbol. The oval represents the start and end of the program. The rectangle represents a process or action. The parallelogram represents input and output. The diamond represents a decision, a yes or no question. And the arrows show the direction of the flow. Here is a sample of flowchart that checks whether a number is even or odd. We start, then input a number, then ask, is the number divisible by 2? If yes, we output that is even. If no, we output that it is odd. Then we end. Now, let me show you the equivalent C++ code for this flowchart. As you can see, every step in our flowchart directly corresponds to a line in our code. This is why planning with flowcharts first makes coding much easier and more organized. Moving on to our second topic, handling primitive data types. In C++, a data type defines one kind of value a variable can store. The most basic ones are called primitive data types, and they are built directly into the language. Let me walk you through the most commonly used ones. Int stores whole number like 1, 25, or -10. Float stores decimal numbers with a single position, like 3.40. Double also store decimal but with higher precision. Char store a single character, like the letter A. Bool store either true or false. And string stores a sequence of character like a word or sentence. Let me now demonstrate how we declare and use this data type in C++ program. As you can see, each variable is declared with data type first, followed by the variable name and then its value. Choosing the correct data type is very important because it affects memory usage and data accuracy. And now, our third topic is what about ifs. In programming, we often need our program to make decisions. This is where the if statements comes in. It checks whether a condition is true or false and execute a specific block of code based on the result. There are 4 if statements in C++. The simple if execute a block only if the condition is true. The if-else gives the program 2 options. The if-else checks multiple conditions one by one, and the nested if is an if statement inside another if statement. We also use comparison operators like equals to not equals to, greater than, and less than, and logical operators like and or and not to build our confusion. Let me now demonstrate a complete program using if statements, a simple grading system. As you can see, depending on the score entered, the program displays the corresponding grade. This is the power of if statements. They allow our program to respond differently based on the input it receives. Let me now quickly summarize what we covered today. Flowcharts help us plan and visualize our program logic before coding. Primitive data types define what kind of values our variables can store. If statements allow our program to make decisions based on conditions. And that wraps up my video presentation for Group 1. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was clear and helpful. This is Terrence Simon D. Gabriel signing off. Goodbye and good luck to everyone.